So let's go over here to the new KW.com, which we'll release in the first quarter of next year. And the only reason that some of this stuff is taking a little longer than we would like is because we're in contracts, we're in relationships, just like our other competitors, and we have to honor those, and we have to give all of our partners the equal and fair chance to work with us in this new environment. So it's just it's total respect, okay?
And not just websites, but they're new agent mobile apps, new complete agent consumer experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So let's just imagine again. So when we think of the consumer, we think of it as this way, and that is the virtual consumer is interested in voyeurism and search, ultimately contract to close, and ownership. So if I put that in a box, I can immediately draw lines here and say that voyeurism and search is a thing, that getting a contract written and closed on your phone is a thing, and then managing your home once you own it is a thing, right? So if you look at the real estate industry so far and you look at it in terms of these three buckets, what's the only bucket that actually exists today? It's that one, isn't it? Right? Yeah, it's voyeurism and search. However, why did Zillow buy Dotloop? Why did they buy a mortgage company, a bank? Where are they positioning for? They're headed right to number 2. And they have no choice. What I mean is they are beholden to their stockholders. They have no financial choice. They have to do this. No matter what they tell you otherwise, they have no choice. They'll apologize all the way. They'll blame someone else for having to do it, and then they're going to do it. Okay? Trulia will do it. Realtor.com will do it. They'll all do it. Okay? They won't stop there. They'll ultimately get over to home ownership. We believe that that this is the game that has to be played, and that game has not been won yet. And we believe that by creating this experience. So let me explain again the value of the reinvented KW.com as an app. So imagine that your consumer, that you hand your consumer an app, and you say, now that, let's pretend that you just closed a transaction. So I'll say this because I need to stop. But an example would be at the closing, you say, okay, we've put all your data in here. We have everything now loaded up in the app. And first question is, if you can save money on refinancing, do you want to do that? And your customer says, well, duh, yes, okay. Say, great, well, I'm just going to check here, don't. And you can ignore it because we have a mortgage company. It's free. We don't charge any origination fees, closing costs, or anything. And we're pinging in real time against your payment, your interest rate, and your mortgage amount to see if you should refinance. You don't have to worry about it or think about it. You'll get an alert. If it says yes, I mean, if it says, hey, you can save $50 a month, click here, you click here, we're going to refinance your house. Do you understand that? Now, if your app doesn't do that and someone else's app does that, you got a problem. Do you understand that? Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to go to Wells Fargo. I'm not going to be able to go to Zillow Mortgage. I'm not going to be able to go to anybody else's mortgage company and let them be in control of the value proposition that you offer. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Somebody's going to make money in the mortgage business. Well, the way we're doing it, we don't make money yet. Trust me. But at the end of the day, our goal, notice there's a theme here. The theme is that we're literally going to reduce the cost of these things, everything that surrounds the real estate transaction, as close to zero as possible. Why are we doing that?
Protect the commission.
So that, yes, that's exactly right. So that you're not the one taking the zero. Because everyone else, what's happening over here? Just pay attention to what's happening over here, right? And the question is, who's fighting against that? The only way to fight against it is to load up your battleship with guns aimed at everybody and say, kiss my royal rear. I'm coming right at you. Well, yeah. Half of you clap, the other half going, now you're mucking with my business. Because you're conflicted. You're conflicted. You take marketing money. You take deals from other people. Instead of trying to save the consumer money, you're actually making money on the consumer. Now you don't like me, see? No, trust me, you don't like me. And that's okay. I get it. But I'm not trying to muck with anyone's business. I am fighting for your job. I am fighting for your business. Well, by the way, Redfin has free mortgages in 7 states. Kiss my butt. You just didn't know it. If you're not in that state, you don't know that. You don't know. If tomorrow morning Zillow said free mortgage, what would you do? You and your MSA going to pout? So you don't like me right now, do you? But I'm telling you right now, your industry is getting real serious, real fast. Real serious, real fast. And there's a lot of conflicted people, and there are a lot of people that aren't going to be in this industry. I've been in this business for 40 years. I'm not going away. Okay? Now, so imagine again that you also asked the consumer, by the way, do you want to manage your home or do you want us to? I said, what do you mean? So I've put in all my vendors. I manage my vendor account here, and you can use these vendors, and I keep them updated. I mean, I keep the best vendors in here, and you can use that service, right? But if you don't want to manage it yourself, we have a concierge service. The company charges X amount, and we dispatch those people on your behalf. All you have to do is hit this button. Do you hear that? Okay. So what I want you to understand, so imagine even further. Imagine right now you have very limited view into what the consumer is doing on your app or on your website, yes or no? You have very limited view. That's right. Yeah. Imagine tomorrow morning when you are Netflix and you have 100% visibility through command into what that consumer is doing in real time on everything. You know everything that's going on. Do you hear me? Do you see the value of that? Okay, that's it. So when you hear real estate companies say that they're Netflix, Keller Williams' goal is for you to be Netflix. Our goal is that, right? We want our real estate offices to be thought of Apple stores. We want our real estate agents to be thought of as Netflix. That you own the platform that the consumer uses for their entire experience, from voyeurism all the way to ownership. Does that make sense? Okay. That's the value of it, right? Imagine tomorrow morning you get an alert and it starts showing you in real time what your customers actually on your database is doing. Our concern is that this becomes a land grab at this point in the industry. Whoever brings this out and immediately starts putting that in the consumer's hand. Think about this. Think about what happened in the banking industry. And that is banks would advertise and say, hey, move your banking to us, get a free toaster, right? Or, come by and get a fresh drink or whatever, blah, 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 right? And then all of a sudden, someone came up with a brilliant idea. How about if we do mobile banking and direct deposit? And then everybody went, wow, that really saves me time and energy. So you loaded up all of your banking stuff and all your bills and everything into your mobile banking app. So today, if I came to you and I said, hey, we started a new bank, we have a new, it's called, whatever, and we have a new banking app, and we don't charge anything for it. We'll give you a toaster. Switch your entire mobile banking over to us. What would you say? Yes or no? Yeah. If I came to you, and here's the weird one, right? If I came to you and said, free phone for life, I'm going to give you a free phone. Free. Just switch to my phone. What would you say? I only change my phone out every 3-4 years, whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's not that much money. And my whole life is here. I've built everything into it. It does everything for me. I can't get off of the platform. Yes or no? So what happens when someone shows up in your industry with an end-to-end platform, goes to the consumer and says, everything you ever needed to do on real estate is in this platform. Just use it. And then you show up behind them and you use your standard pitch. Yeah, go use their stuff, but when you want to use me, come back to me. How's that going to play out in the future? That doesn't scare you to death? Okay, it scares me to death. It scares me. Right? I sleep less, I work more, because I realize that is the race of this industry. Okay? Now, by the way, who's playing that race on your behalf? Is Zillow? Redfin? How about your software vendor? Okay. Do you see my point? Yeah, this is why we're in business together. We are partners, 100% partners. And this is why we're in business together. And you know what?
Well, and Gary, we'll be doing that in Q1.
Huh?
And we'll be releasing ours in Q1.
Yes, when we said that we believed that within a year the game would change, we knew what we were going to do. we knew how fast we would be doing all of that. And that's why we said it's going to look very different, because for we'll show you all this today. Our game plan is by the first quarter of next year to literally have provided all of this to you in version 1 in a very powerful way. You don't have to use it. If you don't feel the pressure, if you think you have a better deal, we love you. That's awesome. Okay? Just know we're here. We're fighting on your behalf. Should you need it, it's available to you. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, my prediction is you're going to use it.